Hi friends! I've seen so many photos and videos of people doing dewy, blushy, natural makeup, and everyone I've seen looks so pretty, and I think it's on brand for spring. So we're gonna try it. First, let's get this hair out of the way. Does that look cute or does that look crazy? My hair is pushed back. I look like a massive bow, so that means we're ready to go. First, I'm going to start with my primer, and the primer I'm using is Milk's Hydro Grip. As you can tell, I love this thing. This is my second time purchasing this, and it lasts pretty long. Put some on my finger, and then just apply it. It's been a few minutes, so the primer is pretty much soaked into my face and my skincare. Now I'm just going to move on to foundation. Usually I am a matte girl. I don't like being shiny because I'm naturally a shiny ball. As you can tell, I'm already shining right now. So I usually use Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter foundation, but since we're going for a dewy look, I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and I'm using shade 12.5 Neutral. And I'm just using this foundation brush, which already has this product on here because I was using this foundation a few days ago, but now I'm going to use it today. As you can tell, I have acne scars, so I'm pretty much going to have to use like more than other people would use, so and just apply this all over my face. Exactly why I love this foundation. It just covers everything. Okay, my foundation is pretty much on, so now I'm going to do my contour, and I'm just going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury again, and I'm just using their Unreal Skin Sheer Glow tint in the shade 15 Deep. This is actually a foundation stick, but when I went to a Sephora, I believe like almost a year ago, I was recommended to use this as a contour rather than a foundation because it would pair very well with the Flawless Filter foundation, and it does. And it really adds to the dewiness, so we're going to be doing that today. I'm just applying it where I usually would. And a little bit on my forehead, even though my hair is probably going to be covering it up, but to stay consistent, you feel me? The base is pretty much done. I'm not going to use concealer because I want to make this look as natural as possible. However, I am going to go in with a primer. Sounds odd that I'm using a matte setting spray. However, in the past, I've used this specific setting spray with this foundation, and rather than mattifying my face, it actually made it more dewy. So we're going to be using that and see how much it amplifies my face. The setting spray is pretty much dry, and look how much dewier it looks. I know it's weird. A mattifying spray making my skin look the total opposite. It looks so dewy already. I think this is the dewiness we're trying to achieve. I'm still going to use powder because I want to at least set my skin a little bit. So I'm going to use MAC Studio Fix Plus's foundation powder. I'm just going to dab a teeny tiny bit, wipe it off on my hand, and then just pat just slightly. It kind of mattifies it a little bit, but I'm going to use more of that spray later, so it's going to make all the dewiness come back. Since I went over my whole face with that powder, I'm going to go over the contour with powder contour, and I'm just using One Size's Trio palette. I'm just using chocolate and covered. I'm also going to take the same shades and contour my nose a little bit. And to do that, I'm just using Sephora's 18 blending brush. My contour is pretty much done. I don't know if you can tell that I did anything to my nose or anywhere else, but it's fine to me. I'm going to do my brows, but I'm going to do it off camera, so I'll see you really quick. Eyebrows are done, so now we're going to move on to the eyes. Since this is supposed to be like a blushy, dewy look, I'm going to go for a neutral eye. So I'm just taking this shade from this Morphe palette, and I'm just going to put this all over my eyelid. The base of the eyeshadow is done, so now I'm going to add some shimmer, and I think I'm going to go with the shade right here and put it slightly all over my eyelid. That added a little bit of shimmer to my eyelids, barely. But now I want to move on to highlighter to really get that dewy, shiny look. And to attempt to do that, I'm just going to use Rare Beauty's Liquid Luminizer in the shade Flaunt. I'm just going to put it at the back of my hand to make it easier to apply. I'm going to apply it to my cheeks first. So I'm going to put some on my finger, that much. So it's like a natural glow, like for real. You can see slightly in the sunlight, it is getting dewy in here. Now for the blush. For the blushes, I'm just using two palettes from Juvia's Place, Volume 2 and Volume 5. I would usually only use the top shade for my everyday look, but for today, I'm going to mix that shade along with this bottom shade right here. Since this is very blushy, I'm just going to pack it onto this brush and kind of mix it together here and get it on my eyelid slightly. Look how pretty that looks. I applied the blush on my cheeks and brought it up to my eyelids on both sides and then put some on my nose. Now I kind of want to take a little bit of the bright shade and put it under my waterline. Have this. I'm going to use this one as well. How cute. Now I'm going to add more shimmer to my inner corner. My eyes and face are pretty much done, so now I'm going to do my mascara. And the mascara I'm using is CoverGirl's Lash Blast Clean. My face is pretty much done, so now to make it more dewy, I'm just going to go in again with NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. My face is pretty much done and it looks really dewy and honestly looks like it's playing the part. But now I'm going to move on to lips. As you can tell, my lips are two-toned where my top lip is obviously darker than my bottom, but my bottom is slightly lined in the same shade as my top lip. So I'm going to try a lip combo and see if this will look good with this look. For my top lip, I'm just going to go in with NYX's lip pencil in the color brown. That's basically invisible. And then slightly line the bottom. Now for my bottom lip, I'm going to take this red MAC lip liner in the shade Red Enriched. And I'm just going to go over my bottom lip liner and see if it can make it look pink. It's kind of giving a lip stain moment. Here's the final look. This is pretty much the makeup look. I think it turned out pretty good and it looks pretty dewy to me. I just love the way the blush looks on my nose and on my cheeks. It's giving natural sun-kissed. But what I'm mostly impressed by is the lip combo that I did because it honestly looks like a lip stain. Like it looks like my lips, but just tinted red. Anyway, this is the look. I think it looks cute. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite beauty products. Put your girls and guys on because I'm really interested in trying new products. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.